Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Lost in downtown Chlorakas. That's where we are. We're going to join the main road that's from the, well, Paphos Coral Bay side when you get to the traffic lights by the CU Beach Bar. If you take a left there if you're coming from Paphos, or a right if you're coming from Paphos, obviously, and you wiggle and waggle through Chlorakas village, and this is the road you're going to come to. We're going to go left and we're going to head towards Paphos, and we're going to go through Midtown Chlorakas, as I say. So if you come back and watch the little channel known as Marika and Me, now and again you might get to learn your way in and around downtown Paphos and the surrounding districts. Very good morning to you all. Thanks for coming back now and again to Mr. Paul's Breakfast Club, and I really appreciate the fact that you take the time to come back now and again. Perhaps you can't watch all of the videos, perhaps you've got your own life to get on with, haven't we? Yes, but come back now and again and drop it in the comments and say Yasu Gumbaru. What a beautiful day it is, by the way. I'm sure you can see the blueness in that blue sky, and of course the sea. Oh my goodness, it's a blue Mediterranean Sea today, that is for sure. And of course Mr. Paul, well, he's dressed head to toe in blue. All it's missing is you get yourself on a big bird or a canoe, start paddling like crazy, because Paphos Cyprus, the island of love, Marika and me, we're waiting especially for you. And there's a lot of stars in town at the moment. Some we've met, some we haven't, we understand that. But we know Dame Anne, the girl in charge of the show, she's in town. Fiona and Rob, they're in town. Andy and Nessie, they're in town. Lady Ali, Sir Neil, they're in town. There's a lot of people. And of course, the shady man with a shady tree of a girl. That's Mr. Mike, and of course, Miss Liz. And we're looking forward to bumping into them all in the downtown Paphos Harbour area. Lady Beverly, lady, he's not a lady, he's a gentleman. Sir Owen, they're the newlyweds, they're in downtown Paphos. And hopefully, after they've gone on the Blue Lagoon cruise, all the way from Paphos to Latchi and back again, they'll come and see us again in the downtown Paphos Harbour. Last night we went out karaokeing, we did, with the superstars, the absolute legends of, well, singing, that's for sure, there's no doubt about that. Whitney Houston, eat your heart out. If your name is Lady Kerry, well, you should have a bit of a I will always love you shoot off, and I'm pretty sure if your name's Kevin Costner, you're going to choose the beauty known as Lady Kerry. And of course the man in charge of the videography, the roadie, the man who used to work for the MOD, Secret Service and all those kind of things, you know what I mean? Sir Tony, yes, he was there as well, and we had a great time indeed, and we're looking forward to doing it all over again. But of course tonight they're going on the Ocean Vision, the big boy, the big cruise ship in the Paphos Harbour. Hopefully they mentioned Marika and me, because normally if you do, you get either better service or perhaps a slight discount. I've said this over and over, don't forget to mention Marika and me in the shops, in the restaurants, wherever you might go, because odds are you'll either get a free drink or something for free, because everybody understands that Mr. Paul does like to get something for free, or to steal something, that's for sure. But I tell you what, Chlorakas is looking very nice indeed, and of course the sun is glistening down on the tarmac, and to be fair, the road surface around here is not too bad. For those of you who have noticed, there is no three-pointed star on the bonnet, but if you look very carefully, you might see a prancing big cat, and he's known as Purdy. Yes, that's what the car's been christened at. The Jag XJ is called Purdy. If you remember the new Avengers, there was a Steed, wasn't there? And there was the blonde beauty known as Purdy. Joanna Lumley's still a blonde beauty today, by the way. She really is. And such a nice lady as well. So, I've named this car after her. This one's called Purdy, and of course the S-Class is called the Black Beauty. And on top of all that, I just happen to have captured the heart of the most beautiful woman in the world, and of course her name is Miss Ochin Gracilia LaBeouf. So don't forget to come back for our afternoon's presentation and our evening presentation. We'll be moseying on down somewhere in the downtown Paphos Harbour and Promenade area, and we'll be looking especially for you. Now if you want to find us, well, we're normally there from around about 7ish, And if you miss us, you know, if you're very, very lucky indeed, but you still want to find us, if you come over to the Pelican restaurant from around about 7:30, 8 o'clock, we'll be sitting in there, sometimes on our Todd, on our own, sometimes with other people, but please come over and say hello. Please bring a chair with you, sit down, we'll have a chat, we'll have a drink, and you never know, if your name's Lord Derek Scully, we could have a Romeo and Juliet or two. That's a cigar to the normal people out there. Now, coming into the older town of Paphos very, very soon, we're going to drop down through, well, it's still Chlorakas at the moment, if you understand, but then we're going to drop through the old town, do a bit of a wiggling and do a bit of a waggling, and eventually we will get into the more newer part of Paphos, which is where I'll say thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of my madness. Talking about the like and the subscribe, lots of people perhaps don't understand it. If you hit the like, that's the thumbs up button. It doesn't cost you a penny, it doesn't give anyone your details. YouTube already knows more about you than you know about yourself. If you hit the subscribe button, again, doesn't cost you a penny, but it does tell, well, us, and of course YouTube more importantly, that you do like what you've seen. And of course they're then going to recommend us to more like-minded superstars like yourself. Now, on the subject of money, well, if you'd like to keep us afloat, it's a very, very simple thing to do. Go and hunt us down in Google. So just Google Marika and me, or Buy Me a Coffee, Marika and me. So that's Buy Me a Coffee, Marika and me. Up will come our landing page, bit of information about us, and you'll have the opportunity to thank us or salute us, as I say, or perhaps motivate us to make that special video for you. Perhaps it's for an anniversary, perhaps it's for a birthday, perhaps you want me to call your cat in, whatever you want us to do. A few coffees and that video will be coming especially for you. You can also help us out on YouTube again, because where that thumbs up, if you scroll across a bit, you've got shorts and you've got the downloads button, so you can download us if you like. But then you've got the heart-shaped button with a red $sign in the middle, and that is known as the thanks button. Some people call it super thanks. Anyway, hit that button a few times and you can contribute via your plastic friend virtually to us. A little contribution to the channel. Perhaps we'll go and buy a Romeo and Juliet, which is a cigar. Perhaps we'll go and get that special red bikini for Miss Otchingra Civiala booth. But we thank you from the bottom of our two hearts. We truly, truly do. And you can also choose to be one of our superstar members on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. €10 a month is all it is. You're going to get yourself a special title. You're going to get yourself closer to us. And of course, more and more shout outs, especially for you. So go and have a look at it. Buy Me a Coffee. You can choose to send us virtual coffees now and again, or perhaps join us as a superstar member at only €10 a month. Thanks very much. Look at that for a view. Look over those rooftops and the car tops, and you can see the blueness of that blue Mediterranean Sea. And it really is a spectacular time of the year. Middle of September, anyone who knows Paphos understands that this is the best time of year. So if you've not got yourself on a big bird yet, get on that Tinternet and start looking and start booking, because Paphos is going to be absolute paradise all the way through to probably the middle of November. Yes, if you're looking for that little bit of winter sun, forget about Tenerife, forget about Lanzarote. Come down to the Paphos Harbour, come and have a Romeo and Juliet, a frappe or two, and let's chat the night away as Coco the Pelican tries to, well, feast her eyes and digest us, shall we say. That's the superstar in the downtown Ked of Paphos Harbour. My goodness, I've got to thank you. And then this gunbarrow is trying to race out. That's the problem in Cyprus. If you let one out, by the way, the one behind is not looking where he's going. He's only watching the rear end of the car in front. So that's why there's so many accidents. Either he rams that one in the front because that one stops suddenly, or he rams you because he's following the car in front. Anyway, there you go. Lots of people busy driving around, smoking cigars and frappes and playing with their flip-flops, mobile phoning, making YouTube videos, all those kind of things. What am I going to do now? I think I'll just adjust that little bit on my steering wheel. There we are. There we are. Just adjust my power steering wheel. Yes, I've got luxuries. I've also got heated seats and cool seats in this car. It doesn't get any better, does it? No, it doesn't. There we are. Good barrows in blue. They're coming up. He's got his mobile phone going and his frappe between his knees. See? There we go. Walls are very relaxed. Sorry, Andrea. It was amber technically and red when I came through it, but there we go. I get to do what I want because, well, I know the mayor, I know Adonis, there we go. And he's a star, by the way. He's doing miracles in downtown Paphos. He's refurbed the old town. He's transformed the harbour. He's dibbling and dabbling in the rear streets around the Paphos Promenade. But when it's all done, oh my goodness, it's going to look absolutely spectacular. The old town is absolutely fabulous. The harbour is beyond fabulous. So when it's all finished, I tell you what, it's going to be one hell of a tourist destination, that's for sure. We're deep in the old town of Paphos. We'll let this bus out. That guy's trying to swing out and give us a ram as well. No one ever looks what they're doing when they're driving around. It's such a relaxed society that all people want to do is think about frappeing and getting to that beach and adjusting those flip-flops. And, you know, with no disrespect to anybody, getting in a car with a pair of flip-flops, to be honest, shows you the intelligence in your head. Not a lot, because they're not the best thing to be walking around in, are they? Never mind driving a car. Anyway, the rant's over, Mr. Andy. Well, he's a Lord now, by the way. Lord Andy and Nessie, they're in town. Hopefully they're going to join us in the Paphos Harbour tonight, and hopefully the one and only superstar that's above everybody else. She's the legend on the little channel known as Marika and me. She's the girl in charge of the show. She's the girl that's going to dance on a podium, especially for you. And of course that has to be the one and only Dayman, and she's in town. So don't forget, if you want to meet her, get yourself down to the Paphos Harbour over the next few weeks, and well, the odds are that that beauty will be sitting there, especially waiting for you. Let's let this girl go. It is actually a zebra crossing. Let's let these two girls go. There we are. Zebra crossings in Cyprus are not for crossing roads, they're for parking on, if you understand. Here's one of the buses here, look at that. He's picking some people up. Busy little bus, that's really stopping here, stopping everywhere. What's it say on the back there? Get yourself a PR card. So that's a permanent residency card. You know, if you didn't know what it stood for, how are you supposed to know what it stands for? But there we go, lost in the translation. Get yourself a Cyprus permanent residency card in 2 months if you invest only 300,000 euros. Chump change, there you go. And you can buy a home from 150,000 euros. There you go. Cheap, 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 cheap. Absolute chump change. So if you want to get yourself a permanent residency card in Cyprus, all you've got to do is jump through a few hoops and buy a property worth 300,000 euros, and then you can stay here until they deport you. There we go. We're on the raised area now in the old town. To the right, we've got a spectacularity view out across that blue Mediterranean Sea, and now we're wiggling and waggling down to the main road that takes us from uptown Kennedy Square, if you've watched videos in the past, and then it's going to go straight down to the Paphos Mall, and the Paphos Mall will be on our right. We'll hit the Paphos Mall roundabout, and if you're good boys and girls, I'll take you straight down to the downtown Paphos Harbour, and at least then you get a spectacularity of a view indeed. Thanks, Andrea. Superstar has flicked her magic switch and kept them on green just long enough for Mr. Paul and Purdy to transcend onto the road that takes us down from Kennedy Square. Bit rough if your name's Lady. Oh, so sweet, Caroline. Get your bottom on a memory foam pillow, but just before you do, pour a tot or two for the superstar, for the legend known as Lord Nigel of the big guns, the Jaguar Breitling watch wearing man. Yes, coming to Paphos in November. Of course, so are those two naughty little boys, all the way from downtown damp Cardiff. That's Lord Jeremy, who's a pain, and Lord Simon, who's a pain. There you go, a couple of identical pains. Hope you're doing all right, lads. We'll see you very, very soon indeed. Don't forget to bring some cash, because there's a blue pair of shoes been put aside for me in the Elise collection shop by Mr. Nicholas, and you're paying for them. And we've put a few things aside in the Paphos Mall, and they're waiting especially for you. And Receiver Booth has promised to do the Chuchka dance every time you buy something. There you go. What's coming up now? We've got the American University of Beirut. So they were not content with building universities in America. They now want to build universities called the American University of Beirut, but not in Beirut. They want to build it in Paphos. Some logic in there somewhere, isn't it? But anyway, hopefully it's a good university. Hopefully people get lots and lots of well, intelligence, and they go on to do great things, other than making YouTube videos, obviously, because we don't want any more competition. There's a lot of competition out there. Now, Paphos Paphos Mal's coming up on the right hand side. There it is, Kings Avenue, Paphos Mal. Paphos Mal roundabout, Begonia Garden Centre. We're going to go straight over it. Well, we're going to go round it. We're not going to go straight over it. We're not that stupid. We'll get in the wrong lane and we'll see if we can undercut this Gumbaru in his car. So get ready. Purdy is going to do a little bit of purring, especially for you. There you go. See, got a bit of grunt, this girl, you know. All you do is hit that dynamic mode, and she limits the traction control and woof, puts out all the power. And I think it's about 300 PS, so that's about what, 280 brake horsepower or something like that, which is not a lot, but it makes her rear end twitch that little bit, shall we say. And that Gumbaru was, well, suitably impressed. Not that I drive fast, but sometimes, you know, you do need to outrun someone, don't you? There we go. Now, in the distance, all right, you've seen a bit of it above the rooftops and above the car tops, but I promise you very, very shortly, don't click off just yet, you're going to get a spectacality of a view indeed, straight out across the blue, blue, blue Mediterranean Sea. This is the estate agents road, the realtors road. Basically, if you want to buy a property, there's more property sellers on this road than anywhere else in Paphos. So if you're looking for that perfect €300,000 property to get that PR card, which is, what was it again? Oh yeah, a permanent residency card, and a few hoops to jump through as well, obviously. This has got to be that street for you. West Coast Properties, they're one of the big boys. You can get a green Porsche as well on your way. That was quite nice actually, but not in that colour. Obviously a man who can well afford a €300,000 property. So he's probably got two of those PR cards, permanent residency cards is what they are. You want to rent an electric scooter? There you go. Maria's sitting there waiting, especially for you. Around about €15 for an hour, €60 for a day. That's not bad. Great way to get around, especially if you've got some littlies, because they've got those double trike ones now with seats on the back, so they can carry up to, you know, 3 or 4 people reasonably. And see what Mr. Chris is doing. My God, there's people all around him. He's making a fortune, that man, you know. If I think I come back in the next life, I'm going to set up a stall selling sea sponges, because people, well, they are nice, don't get me wrong, but they are nice and they last a long, long time, but people queue up to buy them. And every time I see him, say, "You busy?" "No, not very busy." No, to be honest, not very good. No, that's Yanis, isn't it? So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully you've enjoyed this view. We're going to circumnavigate this roundabout, especially for Sir Neil, who's in downtown Chlorakas. Look at that for a view. We'll go around yet again, because why not? You know, there's no Gumbarus in blue around, and well, we look quite nice driving around in a blackjack, going round and roundabout over and over and over and over again. So let's do it again. Why not? There we go. Fun and games on the little channel known as Marika and me. If you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of our bandits. I think this Taurus is going round a few times as well. Should we go around again? No, we won't. Look at that for a view. I don't think that it can get much better than that. And there's your iguanas there, see them? Sitting on 2 people's shoulders, and of course they're waiting especially for you. You want a special photograph, you go and see him, give him €2, and he'll make sure that those little, well, creatures sit there very, very steady while you get that special, special picture. To Paphos Harbour on a truly, truly spectacality of a morning indeed. And as you can see, it's pretty busy. All that's missing is you. Get yourself on a big bird or a canoe. Start paddling like crazy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon indeed.